Hello, folks. I am Tommy NC 2010. I have none other than comedian and actor and impressionist Max Cook on here. How are you doing there, Mr. Cook?
How's it going out there in YouTube land? How you doing, Tommy?
I am doing good. So, how are you doing there today, sir?
How am I doing today? Well, I'm a
Yes.
little annoyed because there's a lot of construction going on. It's very loud. A lot of hammers, a lot of jackhammers, a lot of dudes in hard hats screaming at each other. So I'm a little stressed out, Tommy. So I need a glass of wine, and I need to relax and watch some horror movies.
By the way, Max, I have to say that your YouTube channel is one. I have to say your Joker video was one of the videos that pulled me back to your channel. I actually found your channel a long time ago, and your Joker impression was so funny that it just made me laugh so hard that it just it was so funny that your channel is just one of the funniest channels here on YouTube. I have to say, sir.
Wow, thank you very much. Yeah, I had a nice run there back in the, what is that, 2008 that video came out? And I had actually just met Heath Ledger briefly up at his house because my friend was installing a theater in his house. There's a video on YouTube about that too called My Heath Ledger Story. It's on the same BowlerHat channel. But I wasn't the biggest fan of that film, but I thought that performance was one of the most extraordinary things I'd ever seen. So it was a lot of fun to do that video.
Now, um, so are you an actor? So you're a professional actor, am I right?
Well, if you're saying do I get paid to act, yeah, I do a lot of voiceover, and I do work on radio, and I was on a show called Kung Fu Panda Legends of Awesomeness, which is on Nickelodeon right now, and that was a great job. I play Master Mantis on that show and a lot of other characters, and right now I'm doing work for myself, so that's also very satisfying.
Now, what inspired you to bring this awesomeness onto YouTube?
Well, I didn't know anything about YouTube. I didn't understand it. I'm really inept when it comes to things, all things technological. And a friend of mine said, you ought to put your Tony Soprano impression on YouTube. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. And they said, just film yourself and then pop it on there and see what happens. Well, the next thing you know, it's like the first real video I had put on there that gained any notoriety. And next thing you know, everybody's asking me to do Tony Soprano. So I thought I would take it to the next level. And that's what I did. And
So
I've been doing a ton of Tony Soprano sketches ever since.
I know I was watching some of them. I thought your Tony Soprano skits, which may he rest in peace. It broke my heart when I heard that he had passed away. The guy that played Tony Soprano. What a brilliant actor. Yes.
Yeah, he's dead now. It's depression. I don't want to curse because I didn't know you were such a young man. How old are you?
I am 23.
You're 23? Oh, fuck it.
24, actually.
All right, well, I still won't curse because I don't want your mom to yell at you.
Don't worry. A lot worse things has happened on this show. Now, how many impressions do you have exactly? Do you have like a whole setup, a range of impressions, or do you just do your Tony Soprano?
No, I mean, look, if you look at my videos, I've got a ton of people that I do. I don't know that I do them all great. I gotta say, I'm really not an impressionist. It's just not. I love, like, if I care a lot about an actor, like Jack Nicholson's my favorite actor. He's the reason I became an actor, right? So if I'm watching a ton of Jack Nicholson movies and it's reaching me and I want to try to make a parody of that or satirize them in any way respectfully, I'll do that. And that's why I've got a lot of Jack videos on YouTube. But like, I'm not like what do you call it? Like, I'm not one of those clowns that goes to stand-up comedy clubs against a brick wall and does a lot of shticky impressions. I'd rather shoot myself in the face.
Oh my gosh, that is good, man. You have a professionalness about yourself. I was watching one of your other videos on you went to a wine restaurant, and you have this professionalness about yourself that I respect, and that you could, at the same time, you could act like a vampire and then act like yourself. And
Yes.
you're a very classy gentleman. I respect your channel. What YouTube would you say any particular YouTubers here inspired you? Or I know you said Jack Nicholson inspired you to be an actor.
You're talking about fellow YouTubers?
Yes.
Oh gosh. Well, there's a few. I mean, I'm friends with Brock Baker, and I thought he was doing some really, really cool stuff when, back in 2008 when I got on there. I still think he's very funny, and I know he lives out here now, so I enjoy him very much. But I got to tell you, my favorite YouTuber is a fella named Some Gray Bloke. And if you haven't heard of him, he's an animator, actually. Mike Booth is the man behind Graham, who is the character Some Gray Bloke. And it's a more British sensibility of comedy, but I think he's a fucking genius. So I never miss his stuff. I got to tell you, YouTube changed, man. Like, I hopped on here in 2008, and it's hard now to get people to see your videos. See, I finally got fed up, especially after James Gandolfini died. I got so fed up as being the Tony Soprano guy. That's why I started the Max Cook YouTube channel, because I really want to be a host. I want to be an outrageous personality, and I really do love wine. So I thought, Jackass meets Heelhauser goes to wine country. And that's kind of what I'm developing on that other channel. That's not to say I'm not going to do character videos again on the BowlerHat channel, but I'm really having fun just being myself.
I just with this link in the description, I posted both of the links to your channel so people can check you out. And none of my viewers know that I'm doing this show right now, and they'll probably see it later on. They'll say, why did Tommy do a Tommy Talks on this day? Oh my gosh, why did he do this? Well, folks, I did this with Mr. Cook was because Mr. Cook is, I say, a golden egg here on YouTube, I would like to say, and he's funny, he's classy, and I said, what the heck? I'll knock this interview out, get some, make a connection, and, this would be an interesting interview. Have you ever seen any of my videos, Mr. Cook?
Yeah, I watched your Halloween video, and I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought, this kid's kind of freaky. I like him. But I only watched one of them, though. I don't have a lot of patience for videos, and I don't expect people to have patience for mine. But, yeah, it's why I agreed to talk to you, Tommy. I have a lot of people coming at me wanting me to get on their channel or do something with them, and I turn down everyone. Everyone gets on my nerves. But you had a spark, and you were creative, and you reminded me of a young me, putting on hats and acting like an idiot in front of a camera. I mean, that's what it's all about for me.
Yeah, I do impressions also myself. I do Tony Montana, Scarface, and The Godfather.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hit it.
All right.
Let's see your Montana.
Antonio Montana. I'm a political refugee from Cuba. You think you could mess with me? These are my balls. My balls over my word, you know? I've never fucked anybody and had it coming. I'm going to get me a Tiger, gotta get in the front seat, drive around Miami, and find me a couple ladies, you know? Because I'm Tony Montana, I got the world in my hand, you know? My Godfather. You come on the day of my daughter's wedding day, and you ask for murder. But since you are a friend of the family, I will do this task for you.
Bravo! Bravo! You know, I gotta say, what I like is that you kind of make up your own dialogue. I don't understand people who just do dialogue from the movies, so that's a lot of fun. I liked your Don Vito Corleone. I think you could develop that guy. Plus, you have the face.
And
what does your hair look like? Take your hat off for a second. What's your hair look like? Okay, yeah, you just slick that back and put a little gray in there. There you go. You kind of look like a young Jack Black. That's what you look like.
Everybody says that to me, honestly.
That's a great look, man. Jack Black's awesome.
Everybody says I look like Chris Farley. I don't know if they're saying it because I'm heavyset. some people say Chris Farley. I have the energy of Chris Farley. I have the face of somebody said that I look like Leonardo DiCaprio one time.
Oh, that's good. I see the Jack Black thing. I think you should rock that. Do you play guitar?
Not really. I don't really play guitar. I'm more like the theater kind of guy, and I'm not much of music. But also, I meant to tell you my Joker impression. Here it is. You know, I got these scars. Well, my father was a proctologist, and one night he comes home crazier than usual. Mommy grabs the lubricant, and he tells him to get back. So he pulls out the stretchers, and he comes at me, and he says, "Son, when was the last time you had your monthly checkup?"
Oh, dear.
He grabbed me by the back of the head, he held me down, and he grabbed those, and he says, "You have a clean colon."
Wow. That is tremendously unsettling. So what happened? Did the guy get raped up the ass?
I guess. No, his father gave him a colonoscopy.
Oh, his father gave him a colonoscopy. Dear Lord, that is very dark. You should be writing comic books.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, as I told you, I have a bit of a disability, and I
like your disability. I think you need to rock your disability. What do you mean that you can't read and you can't write? So show me this machine that helps you read.
For instance, okay. It's okay, I'll say something into Google. Max cool is cool. Well, YouTube, Google will screw things up, but this is basically what it said.
Max cool is cool.
Oh. Max cool is cool. I like that guy.
Yeah, so basically, I put stuff through Google, and then I'll put it through that machine, and it'll read it out to me, and then I'll post it back up to you.
Okay.
But I was basically born with this disability. I have been gone to many tutors, but I've gotten better over the years. But, one of my mother was one of the main people that got me into YouTube. She didn't realize how much of a hook I would take to it, and I really took a gigantic hook to it. I made some connections with people. I was actually on a reality TV show called Made.
Oh, I've heard of that. That's
yes,
cool.
I was. I'll send you the episode at some point so you could see it. But it was I can't remember how old I was when I was on the show, but 19 years old. I was 19 years old, and I got a chance to go on Made. I directed a movie. It's on my YouTube channel, and it was an interesting experience. And a lot of people like you, Max, because I found your channel and I found a lot of people here on YouTube, inspired me to be a YouTuber and get out here and stretch my legs. And I said I need to take my talent, and I can't make it to California like you are in California, but I said I can go on YouTube, You Hollywood, as I call it. It's your own production company. You're your own producer. You can make your own material, and that's what I decided to do. I took from like the legends like you, Max Cook, and some other people, Chris Perillo and Cool Duder, and many other people that combined all together and created this massive character called Tommy NC 2010. And from there, I've just been punching it out, vlogging, and making videos here on YouTube.
I think that's fantastic. I think it's a great use of your time. I don't think it's a waste of time. I think you have to just take it up a notch and keep working and keep getting better. And listen, like I said in the beginning, I am so bad at technology. So it took me 8 years to switch from a PC to a Mac, and then it took me another year of fear before I even cracked open iMovie. And then one day I just sat down and I said, "Fuck it! I'm going to do this!" And I learned iMovie, and I think the videos look so much better than they used to. And now I want to get better cameras, and now I want to get better this is and better that is. I want to take the whole thing up a notch. So you're doing it too. You got to stick it through. What the hell else are you going to do?
I say people that, I don't demean people, but I said the people that don't make YouTube videos are just, they haven't found that niche. They haven't, you know, I found a guy's YouTube channel. He does video games. He plays video games, and, he reminds me of a young Tobuscus, honestly. This guy was, he was funny, making wits and stuff like that, but, I would say that you're kind of like a grandfather of YouTube. You've been on here for a while.
That's for sure. Oh, you know who I really like? Super Ed 86. Do you know Super Ed?
I don't think so.
Oh, he's great. He went to film school, so his stuff always looks really, really good. I would definitely check him out too.
And I asked the people you should check out. One guy is named Cool Duder, and
okay.
Cool Duder, Wet Movie 1, Chris Perillo, and his brother Benjamin Perillo. They're vloggers.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. One guy is named Vlogging Montana, Vlog Montana. Mark Hyder. Some other
Al
people.
Qaeda? What?
Yes, Mark Hyder. He's a good friend of mine.
Hyder.
Yes, he's a vlogger also. He lives in London, England.
Okay.
And I'm trying to think who else. John the Flickster. They call him the Flick Pick, but his name is John the Flickster. And I can think of multiple people that you could check out, but just from those options, they have a lot of material, and these guys produce videos on a regular day. Chris Perillo just hosted an event in Seattle, Washington called Vlogger Fair, and I went to that event. And it's very interesting, and if you want to check it out, it's vloggerfair.com, and they'll be hosting it in 2015 again, and I know you live in California. That's pretty much a decent flight for you.
Right.
Over to Seattle, but it's a YouTube event. It's meant for community, and I had a good time. I got to meet some of my closest friends, and I hope to expand here on YouTube, make connections like you, and make friends. And I always hope to be friends with everybody and try to make the best I can. And so one of the other segments is the segment is basically you can ask me any question you want to ask me.
All right. When's the last time you went through your room and got rid of some stuff?
What does it look a mess?
I'm not saying it looks a mess. I just think it's time to do a little bit of a cleansing, Tommy. Let's go through each item, ask ourselves, does it really mean that much to me? I mean, you got a lot of stuff on that one shelf there. And is that a box of, what is that, a white box of comic books behind you? Turn around.
This right here is actually a monument to Chris Perillo that he sent me his broken camera.
Oh.
And
thanks, Chris. Thanks for sending me a broken camera.
No, it meant a lot to me because I watch him a lot, and he used that camera, so it meant a lot to me.
Well, listen, sooner or later, Tommy, you're going to be the one inspiring people, so I say you keep it up. Are you happy? I'll ask you that. Are you a happy guy?
Oh, I'm a happy guy. I love if you watch my videos, you can see I'm a very happy guy. I love making videos. It's my life, and I've actually gotten people to do vlogs themselves. I've been doing a bunch of projects off on the side with my friend Hamza, and just working my butt off to make this channel the best channel that I can produce it into. And just my path is positivity. Now, if you look at my about who I am, that's an old description that I really need to change because it was from a long time ago when I started this YouTube channel. I've just I would say I'm a young YouTuber. I've been on here since 2010, and all my videos got deleted. And so I've just been launching up through the nether wheel of YouTube, just trying to. I have inspired some people, but myself as a person, I don't see myself as a cool guy. I just see myself as a normal guy. And people say, "Oh my gosh, he's awesome! Tommy's awesome!" And I'm like, "Thank you, I appreciate it, but I don't feel that way." But thank you.
You got a bunch of chicks into you?
What?
You got a bunch of chicks into you?
I just have 2 female friends. None of them want to date me, but they're good friends of mine. And you know, this is pretty much what I wear sometimes. Not this big trench coat, but I'll wear sports jackets and ties and fedora hats and Hamburgs. I'm such a geek that I know what a fedora is and I know what a Hamburg is. I know what a bowler hat is even.
I love that. Well, listen, keep hanging out with girls because women make best friends. I mostly have chick friends. See if they can hook you up with someone. If not, don't worry about that. I was just wondering about your, relationship life.
Not much. I had a few relationships back in high school, but that didn't turn out too well. Basically, strung me out and led me off a cliff, and then dated another guy, which was bisexual, and then he broke up with her, and then basically after that, it was kind of a flat, dull moment in my life because I really didn't date any girls after that. I did date a girl that was like really tall, and I looked like a little kid when I stood next to her, and just like, jeez.
That's funny.
But as just with my love life, it's kind of like a flat kind of thing, and it's like a highway, So I'm still looking. I'm on the prowl, and sometimes on Facebook I'll post up and say, hey, I'm looking for a 24-year-old that's interested in movies and wrestling, and I'm actually a wrestling fan.
Right.
I'm a big wrestling fan, but I still like the modern wrestlers like Undertaker and John Cena. People, boo, Tommy, you suck. I'm like, hey, he's a good guy. He's an entertainer. So they're all people in the circumstance. They're not perfect.
Yeah.
Like
well,
me,
that's
I'm
awesome.
perfect.
That all sounds good to me. All right. Is there anything else we can talk about?
Let me think here. I'm trying to figure out this. I figured all my questions in my head went.
Well, that doesn't help when you're trying to conduct an interview. But we can always do this again another time, Tommy.
But what kind of movies do you like, man?
Oh. Well, right now, I mean, I'm first and foremost, I am a horror film junkie. I love horror. I love documentaries. I love it. I love lifting up the rock and looking underneath and seeing what the hell's going on. The dark side of humanity. Can't get enough of it. And, I grew up on classic films of the 70s primarily. Kubrick's my all-time favorite filmmaker. A Clockwork Orange is my all-time favorite film. Warren Clark, who played Dim in that film, just died, and that really bummed me out. And I am looking forward to making movies myself now that I'm getting better and better at my technology. And I mean, seriously, like, sometimes I wish I could get into, like, a really bad accident and, like, not be able to walk for 6 months just so I could be bedridden so I could get caught up on movies, because I have no time. That's a terrible thing to say. I just wished a horrible thing upon myself, but to be able to convalesce would be so awesome. Like, I'd have an excuse. I can't go out. I can't talk to people. I can't hang out to people. I just want to sit and watch movies all day long and not feel guilty about it because my legs are fucked.
Ouch.
So that's it.
Now, so what is your all-time favorite horror movie, would you say?
Yeah, a lot of people aren't going to like this answer, but I have a deep, 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 deep affection for John Carpenter's Halloween, and I'll tell you why. First off, I think it's a classic study in suspense. Secondly, I love the score. But first and foremost, I think the shape, Michael Myers, I think the fact that he is such an otherworldly black entity really, really creeps me out. And it's the first true, like, I grew up, my granddad, he'd get drunk and let me watch Hammer horror films with him, like the old Christopher Lee Draculas and stuff, but it wasn't until Halloween came out that it was like the first horror film I ever saw in theaters, and I was a kid. Like, I went with this other young couple who had to, I think they were babysitting me, so Oh, we won't tell his mom. We'll just bring him to the theater. And it just left such an impression, you know. And I mean, look, I love The Shining, and I love all the stuff that Rob Zombie's doing. But when it comes back to Halloween, here's my geek moment, Tommy. So
Yes.
my wife, we were married on Halloween, by the way. For our anniversary, she bought me the brand new Halloween box set on Blu-ray. It's like every Halloween movie ever on Blu-ray with all these new amazing extras. This is a party in a box. I can't even tell you how much fun I'm having with it. I forgot how ludicrous Halloween 2 is, but I'm having so much fun listening to the commentaries, like Dick Warlock, who played Michael in the second film, the stuntman, all the stuff he has to say, you know. I just have a great affiliation for Halloween, and I went on the Halloween tour. All the houses where Carpenter shot is just 20 minutes away from where I live now. So I've been on those tours. So I'm just way into that film, and I love that world, and I love Loomis.
Michael is
And I
here.
love Jamie Lee Curtis's ass. A lot of people say, hey, she's got the greatest rack ever, and she does. Her breasts are beautiful. But in Halloween 2, man, she's spending a lot of time on all fours, and she's wearing a little hospital nightie, and you can just see just the curve of the white fabric going over her backside, and I lose my mind.
You know, honestly, my favorite genre of the horror aspect would be the Friday the 13th. But the thing is, what made me angry was, honestly, it was the ideal of saying Friday the 13th, the first movie. You know, that should have been involved with Jason, because Jason wasn't in the first. Or did you ever watch the Friday the 13th, the original series?
Oh, yeah. I've seen all of those many times.
Yeah, and it kind of like, okay, Jason shows up at the end, he grabs the girl, and I'm like, okay, and then it's just like, why don't Friday the 13th, Rise of Jason. It just says Friday the 13th, and that was it. You know, I think the director should have been more specific. It should have been Friday the 13th, Rise of Jason. Jason's mom is killing everybody.
Right, right. You know, there's a great film called Crystal Lake Memories. It's about 4.5 hours long, and it's the making of all of those films. All the dirty stories. It's really fun. You should check that out.
Crystal Lake, what is it called? Crystal Lake,
Crystal Lake Memories.
Crystal Lake Memories. I'll check it out. And because one of my favorite series would be the Elm Street series, and I never got into the whole Hellraiser. I really never got into.
Yeah.
But Leprechaun, I thought that when I saw that movie for the first time, I thought that movie was the greatest movie I've ever seen in my life. Leprechaun, the Leprechaun series. Chucky's kind of weird, but at the same time, Freddy Krueger, you know, he's a rapist, but he's a badass, you know, because he could do whatever he wants to you in your nightmares and do crazy things, and the way he talks, and the actor that plays him is just
Robert
amazing.
Englund. Yeah.
He's just amazing.
Hey, do you have Netflix?
Oh, yes, I do.
Well, on Netflix, there is, from the same people who gave us Crystal Lake Memories, is a 4.5-hour documentary on the making of all the Nightmare films, and it's on streaming, and it's called Never Sleep Again, The Legacy of the Nightmare Films, whatever. You'll have a field day with that. It'll take up your whole weekend.
Sometimes when I'm not YouTubing, I'll just sit on Netflix and I'll watch movies for hours and hours, and I don't know if you know this, I have a series called Uh-Oh Movie Review, which I do with my friend Crystal. We sit down, we watch movies that we don't like really or do like, and we nitpick about how we feel about the movie. We reviewed Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the remake, the producer by Michael Bay, which I despise that man. I wish that he would jump off a cliff. He's ruined cinema, and he's ruined our geek culture by raping the only good series of gigantic robots it ever came to animation and cinema. And I don't call it Transformers, his piece. I call it gigantic robots. Because,
Right.
but you know, I find that I watch the Nostalgia Critic. You ever heard of him?
Who?
The Nostalgia Critic.
No.
The Nostalgia Critic, his name is Doug Walker. If you check him out on, he's on a website called thatguywiththeglasses.com, and you could also check some of his videos out. He's a movie critic, but he is very funny. He kind of reminds me of you because he's kind of gritty, and you're kind of also funny and gritty, and nostalgic-y, and he was one of the people that inspired me also to make videos. I never met the guy, but I would love to. But I have to say that, I want to say thank you for coming on my show at this last moment and to do this interview. And so are you saying you're not going to do any more videos for your bowler channel, or are you just going to do more channels on your Max Cook channel?
I just have more fun being myself, and it's a lot less work. But no, I'm definitely going to keep putting videos up, but it's just not very motivating when you work your ass off to create something that you feel is very special and no one's watching. You know what I mean? Like, my hits aren't nearly what they used to be. And I think it has a lot to do with how YouTube has changed. I just think a lot of people who I know who are subscribed to me, they're like, when the hell did you make a new video? And I know there's a lot of rules, like keep videos down to 3 minutes, do this, do that. I'm not really into rules. I just kind of go by what I love and what I feel, and I'm just having way too much fun on the Max Cook YouTube channel. But that is not to say I won't be doing another video. I wrote a video for a Sons of Anarchy satire, and then I wrote Jack Nicholson tries to open a box of Kleenex, which I'm going to probably shoot in the coming weeks.
And that's it. Tries to open a box of tissues.
Yeah, and what do you think happens? I mean, so you'll be able to look for that on YouTube.
Yes, I will. I will make sure. I think I'm subscribed to both of your channels, actually. And
I appreciate that.
A while back ago, I was looking through Joker videos, and then I remember that one guy. I can't remember your name, but I was like, I remember that one guy. He did a Tony Soprano impression. He did the Joker impression, and it made me laugh. I shared your video with everybody because I thought it was so funny. As I said in my comment, I shared it like 100 or 20 times. I watched that video like 100 times just watching how you did it, and I've been watching all your impressions, and I was really stunned, and you're doing a good job, man. And I don't want to keep you too much, but I have one question for you. I do this with all my interviewees. I ask them if they can say these things, and basically be like, "Hi, I'm Max Cook. You're watching the Tommy Talk Show, also known as Tommy NC 2010," and you can give yourself a shout out.
All right, now hold on a second. I have to write down your script here.
'Cause I'm old. Let me see here. Put on my readers. Oh, hold on a second now. Slow your roll. All right.
Okay, so I'm Max Cook.
Yes, and you're watching the Tommy Talk Show.
And you're watching the Tommy Talk Show.
And Tommy NC 2010 channel.
NC 2010?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can say whatever you want to say after that and give yourself a shout out, talk about whatever you want to, and that's pretty much your promo. Promo for me and promo for you.
All right, ready?
Yep.
Hi, I'm Max Cook. You're watching Tommy Talks. It's my new favorite show on YouTube. You're also watching the Tommy NC 2010 channel. Oh boy, I can't wait to subscribe to that one. Come check out my crap at BowlerHat. That's the BowlerHat channel on YouTube, or on the Max Cook channel. That's Koch, pronounced Cook. And I hope you get laid tonight.
And as always, folks, I'm Tommy NC 2010. Thank you for joining me for this special, awesome episode. We'll have a show for Sunday at 9:30 p.m., and I'm keeping you on the inside. Fact.